Hey boys and girls, and welcome to Kids Corner again this week. I'm so glad you decided to join me. I wish we could see each other in person, but hopefully that will be very soon. In the meantime, this week we're going to meet Peter, and actually we're going to spend quite a bit of time with Peter over the next 3 weeks because, as you know, Easter is coming, and Peter had a lot to do with Jesus leading up to his death and even after his resurrection. So we're going to talk to Peter about what things look like all the way through the journey of Jesus. So this week we're just going to let Peter tell us about what it was like being with Jesus and traveling with him, and what it was like, a couple miracles. So we're just going to let him tell his story. I don't want to wreck it, so I got to stop talking or I'm going to tell his story for him, and I don't want to do that. So you know the drill. You need to stand up with me so we can do some actions to a song before we meet Peter. So do a big stretch this way and that way and get ready. Stand up, and I'll see you back here in a sec.
Surf's up, dude. Your love pours down, splashes all around. It's as big as the biggest waterfall. Your love soaks me so completely, till I'm drenched in the sweetest rainfall. And I will shout out loud, whoa, it's all over me. And hey, I cannot believe that, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. Whoa, makes me wanna dance. And hey, throw up both my hands when, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. Your love. Your love pours down, splashes all around. It's as big as the biggest waterfall. Your love soaks me so completely, till I'm drenched in the sweetest rainfall. And I will shout out loud, whoa, it's all over me. And hey, I cannot believe that, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. Whoa, makes me wanna dance. And hey, throw up both my hands when, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. Your love. And I wanna go deeper, deeper, where the waves are higher, higher. And I wanna go deeper, deeper, till all I know is your great love. It's all over me, and I cannot believe that, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. Whoa, makes me wanna dance. And hey, throw up both my hands when, yeah, your love crashes down. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. It's like riding a wave. Your love.
Whew, that was a great song, don't you think? Hopefully you did all the actions along with me. And now we need to do our memory verse before we move to meeting Peter. So let's learn our verse for today. It's a short one, so it shouldn't be too hard. So it says, "For we live by faith, not by sight." And that's found in 2 Corinthians 5, verse 7. Now faith, it just means believing and trusting. In case you needed a definition on that one, that's what faith means. So we can just believe, because sometimes when we have to believe in something, even though we can't see it, that's what this means. So we believe in Jesus even though we haven't seen him. So, for we live by faith, not by sight, 2 Corinthians 5:7. So how about you repeat it after me? It's a pretty short one. For we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5 verse 7. It's a good one. So we live by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. We need to trust even though sometimes we can't see, right? And right now we're going to talk to Peter about something he did by faith even though he didn't understand, but he did it anyway. That sometimes when God asks us to do things, we just have to move forward and do it even though we might not understand or might not even think we're able to do it. Because often we think, I can't do that. But you know what? When God asks you to do something, he always gives you exactly what you need when you need it. Okay, let's go meet Peter. Hey boys and girls, my name is Peter and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my story in following Jesus. Pastor Stephanie mentioned how really long my story is. It really is, because I followed Jesus a long time. And there is so much to tell. So we're going to tell it over like 3 weeks, I guess, because there are so many details and so much to share. Some good, some bad, some I'm not very proud of. But all still really important. So let's get started. Have you ever really just known something? Like just knew that you knew that you knew that something was true, even though there wasn't any evidence or there wasn't anything that made you just know. Well, that's what it was when I met Jesus, when he said, "Come follow me." I just knew that Jesus was who he said he was, that Jesus, just by the way he spoke and the things that he did, I just knew that he was the Son of God. It was incredible. He did such amazing things, and just the kindness and the way he was with people was just amazing. But I wanted to share with you a story today about something that happened with me and Jesus. So the boys and I, the disciples, but to me just the guys, we were traveling across the lake and Jesus had stayed behind to pray. He often did that. He needed time away from everyone just to spend time in prayer. We were traveling across and it was late at night. It was dark, a little bit foggy, and we needed to get across. We knew that Jesus would meet us there. But off in the distance, as we were sailing, there was this ghost-like figure. Now, don't tell the guys, but I was scared. I was. It was scary. I'd never seen a ghost before, nor since. But this, I was shaking in my boots. Now, sandals, of course. However, I was scared. But as it turned out, it was Jesus. He was walking on the water. And I have no idea what came over me, to be perfectly honest. But as Jesus spoke to us and let us know that it was him, I said, "Jesus, if that's you, call me out to you to meet you on the water." Well, I never thought he'd call me on it. He did. He said, "Peter, come on, it is me, come out." Well, what choice did I have then? I told him that if it was him, he would call me out. So I put my foot over the side of the boat and I watched Jesus, and he didn't tell me to stop. So I put my other foot outside of the boat. I hate getting wet. Now, I started to walk towards Jesus. I was walking on water. Now, you heard me correctly. I was walking on water. But then I looked down. I took my eyes off Jesus just for a second, and I looked around and I thought, I'm walking on water! What? And that's when it happened. Because you know what? People don't walk on water. They just don't. And so when I started to doubt, I started to panic. And I thought, what am I doing here? I can't walk on water. And I started to sink really fast. But at that very split second that my head was just about to go under the water, Jesus grabbed my hand. And he said, Peter, ye of little faith, why did you doubt? And I thought to myself, why did I doubt? I was with Jesus. He saved me from drowning. But more importantly than that, I could have walked right to him had I kept my eyes on him the whole time. But just like a person, I guess, like every other person, I doubted him. I questioned him for that split second, even though I knew. But you know, Jesus saved me. And he saves me again and again. And I can't wait to tell you more of the story. The next part of the story I'm not so proud of, but we'll leave that for next week. But Jesus is bigger than even the crazy things that I do. So I'll talk to you again next week. Have a great week in the meantime. See you later. Hey guys, and welcome back. Isn't Peter amazing? I can't wait for you to hear more of his story in the next couple of weeks because he is a very, very cool guy. But can you imagine? I want to clear something up. Some people think, well, Peter didn't have very much faith because he sank in the water. But you know what? Peter wasn't the only one in that boat, was he? There was all of the disciples were in that boat. But he was the only one that had the courage to get out of the boat and try to walk to Jesus. And not only that, but he was able to take a few steps on water. Have you ever tried to walk on water? Now, I don't know about you, but on a swimming pool or on a lake, if you get out of the boat or you try to just walk across the pool, I'm pretty sure that you just fall in, right? However, Peter was able to take a few steps, and the only reason he sank into the ocean was because he took his eyes off Jesus. So when things are scary, or when you think that you're going through something hard, or you're doing something that God has asked you to do and you're just not sure you can do it, if you keep your eyes on Jesus, he will help you to do exactly what you need to do. So don't take your eyes off of Jesus. I think that was Peter's only mistake. His mistake wasn't getting out of the boat, because he could have walked right to Jesus and he kept his eyes on Jesus. But instead, he looked at the ground and he looked around and he said, wait a second, I can't walk on water. People don't walk on water. And he was right. People don't walk on water. But with Jesus, all things are possible. So Peter can walk on water with Jesus. People can be healed with Jesus. Miracles happen with Jesus. Because we can do all things through Christ who gives us strength. So if we keep our eyes on Jesus, who knows what we could do? And you can too. So keep your eyes on Jesus. And don't let anyone tell you that you can't because you're young. Because you know what? You can. So just keep your eyes on him, and you will be surprised how far God will take you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week when we'll talk to Peter again. But just before we go, let's do one more song. So we'll close out with that, and I'll see you next week.
You made the world perfectly beautiful. The world was stained when man chose to sin. You sent your Son to seek and save the world. He came to die that we might live. I admit I was wrong. I believe in your Son. Now I choose to follow you. Come be the biggest part of my life. Fill me with your Holy Spirit. Be the biggest part of my life. Teach me how you want me to live, to love, serve this world and forgive. Be the biggest part of my life. You sent your Son to seek and save the world. He came to die that we might live. I admit I was wrong. I believe in your Son. Now I choose to follow you. Come be the biggest biggest